So like I was saying earlier, you know, it's so wet, we can't do anything. So obviously I've had time to sit on YouTube and look at a few videos and stuff. So I saw Chad's video where he, you know, was talking about, well, he talked about a lot of things really, you know, about starting a business in 25 and some of the little things that you got to watch out for and all that. And, you know, and he's right, I think, you know, to a lot. And keep in mind, just because, you know, you see somebody else do it easy, or it looks easy, don't get it twisted, because it's not easy in the very beginning, especially if you don't come from a background of this type stuff, you know. Well, you know, as far as equipment goes, you don't have to have the equipment that I got, like Chad was saying, but you don't want homeowner equipment either. And as far as borrowing equipment from somebody, no, not many people. Now, I'm not saying, I've seen a lot of the guys that work for me do that. Not from me, but they'll borrow equipment from like their uncle or something, and like he might have a, you know, a pretty high-end homeowner mower, maybe like a, I don't know, a Skag mower, or, you know, a high-end homeowner. Not really, you know, but still a good mower. And he'll ask the uncle to borrow, and then, you know, 2 months will go by and he still ain't got his own equipment yet. See, people are not gonna let you make money with their equipment. That's one thing to help somebody, but it's a whole nother ball game when you're talking about well, letting them make a profit and then them not doing what they're supposed to do with the money that they made from borrowing my mower. You know, I'm all for helping someone get started, right? But certain things are not, are kind of like, you know, not a good thing to do, and something that you ain't gonna do for long. Because anybody that's out here and that's in a spot to let you borrow equipment, they know what it takes to pay for that equipment. And they'll be damned if you're gonna come out here and make $500 or $600 a day for 2 months and using their mower, and you're not trying to buy your own mower. So, or you haven't got your own mower at that point. You ain't gonna make money on with somebody else's equipment and them not eventually have problems or want a piece of the pie, something. I don't like to let guys use my mowers, but it's on a instance by instance basis. It's a case by case basis. It's, you know, if I feel like it, I will. If it's according to well, a lot of things, you know, that you know, obviously if you don't have your own vehicle, you're not going to use my equipment, because I'm not going to let you. That means I got to let you take a truck too. No, we ain't doing that now. I don't ever let the guys take the trucks home or anything. Not ever. Not ever. The vehicles, all the equipment's got to be here at night. So, or on a job that I designate it's supposed to be. But in the lawn maintenance, it's all about being able to plan each day according to the equipment that you got here. So a lot of these younger guys are coming in the game, and this is just to kind of piggyback on, you know, what Chad was talking about earlier. You know, the YouTubers that come out and they say they're telling you how to market, and they're telling you how to you know, start a business or whatever. And I ain't telling nobody how to start a business, because well, why would I? I'm just telling you the experiences that I've had, and you know, over the years, to kind of make it where somebody else can avoid what I went through, so they can focus their time on not falling in the same pitfalls as I did, so they can be even more efficient or whatever. You know, and I'm not gonna call no names, because, well, it'd probably get more views, wouldn't I? But at the end of the day, these guys that do the clickbait and stuff, And you know, there is an element of truth to a lot of stuff they say, but there's a lot of things they don't say. And I'm not saying they're lying, I'm just saying they're omitting. And a lot of that, I even think, especially the one that does a lot of the marketing stuff, where they're always talking about getting more landscape customers and all that, you know, they're better at marketing than the actual practicality of what I do anyway. I can't, you know, you can be the best marketer in the world, but if you can't execute a plan, then it doesn't matter. You know, I've always had a fine balance the whole time I've been in business, as far as not getting too much work, because there is a such thing as too much work. And you know, and it ended up burning you out, costing you something on the other end. Something happens because there's so many moving parts. I've been able to somehow, you know, manage my bills, my business, my finances, my expenses, and everything, and been able to grow just a little bit each year, and then just stay at it, right? All this, and I'm not any, you know, I'm not a millionaire, I'm not anybody special really, but I'm just giving you my experience. So when we're talking about some of this stuff, you got to take it from that perspective. I'm not telling you how to do nothing, when, what, where. I'm just telling you what I would not do. I can say that, right? So, well, you're not going to start a business like this for $3,000 if you don't already own a truck. Yeah, I don't know where in the hell you're going to get a truck for, you know, $1,000, man. I don't know. I don't know anywhere. And then if you do, how long is it going to stay on the road? You know, so if you don't already, now if you already have a truck, now you might be able to do a little something with $3,000. I'll be honest, if you already own the truck. So that's what kills me with some of these guys that work with me. They come out here to work and they say they're trying to learn, but they're trying to buy a freaking Honda Civic. You know, a car, nothing wrong with that, you know, but it ain't gonna make you money unless you Ubering or something. I don't know. If you can't pull a trailer with it, then you just set your ceiling. So just a tip, and a lot of the guys that do the YouTube stuff, they're pretty scripted, and they never tell you the bad stuff. I don't know. Number one, well, one of the bad things that really jumps out at me as I'm sitting here in the truck is it's hot out here, y'all. It ain't no joke. The heat is deadly down here where I'm at. So just want to throw that out there. That would be a lot of, you know, a lot of people's reason not to that, you know, can't do this, because at least where I'm at, because of the simple numbers of the heat, how hot it is, the heat index, and it's stupid hot, and it can really take its toll on anybody. So that's the number one thing that I hate. Everything else is doable because you don't really have to work that hard, because, well, as long as you buy good equipment. You got to buy good equipment, and that's going to be the next thing that I go into. So you're not going to start out with equipment like I got. You got to know what kind of area you're in, what kind of mower you need. So if you're fortunate enough to borrow mom and dad's or your uncles or whatever, always know that there's going to come a time when they're going to want their mower back. So if you can borrow dad's mower and either borrow it or buy it from him and see if he'll let you make payments on it, something like that, that would be a better option, because borrowing someone's mower, like I said, is not going to last for long. So, you know, $3,000 is not going to get you much on the equipment side. It's not going to do anything if you don't already have a truck. So that's a lie, just straight up lie. You know, what kind of truck can you get for, you know, $1,000 or $1,200 or $1,500? I mean, you might be able to get one, but in my area, probably not going to pass emissions. It's probably going to not have the trailer light hookup. It's probably going to be all ragged out. So how dependable is it going to be? I mean, you know, well, really it'll be enough to get by until it's not, and then what? Now you done picked up 25 yards, and now your truck's broke down, and well, I just go buy another truck then, Ray, I'll be good. Yeah, but the downtime's going to kill you, and you're young in the game, so your downtime's going to kill you. Don't even, I mean, if you don't have a halfway decent, it don't have to be a truck like this, but if you don't have a halfway decent, you know, 1,500 or at least at the very minimum to start out a Ford Ranger, I'm just saying, you know, you don't have to start out with an $80,000 truck. That's stupid. So yeah, and they make these some of these YouTubers, you know, and I like to think my channel is nothing like that. They make all this seem like it's a joyful thing. I mean, and there are times of it being joyful. Just about like any other job, there is a nice sense of satisfaction and all that. So if you're coming out here just for the money, that'll only get you so far. So you gotta get good at what you're doing to make top dollar, like Chad was saying. You gotta perfect your craft on all fronts when you're starting. You obviously gotta you know, perfect your weeding skills, your mowing skills, your perception of what the customer is expecting. You gotta learn all those things. And you can say that, well, I'm just gonna cut the grass, Ray. Well, it's a little bit more complex than that, than you know, to make top dollar with top time. You got to be efficient at it. You got to know what yards to do that. So you're learning on every front. You're learning on what customer is your type. Yeah, that's a big one. You're learning on what equipment that you may or may not need. Yeah. You know, quick story real quick. I had a prime example. You know, I had a bunch of big properties just a few years ago. Maybe I'll put a link in the videos. Y'all know I bought that Ferris, that industrial mower, right? Such a good price, I couldn't deny myself. I had to have it. But I was doing a lot of big acres, you know, 10 acres, 14 acre sites. And it was a good deal. So I bought the mower, right? And it was great. But then when I lost one of those bigger sites, I didn't hardly use the Ferris anymore because it was too heavy to put on these regular yards. So, you know, I didn't make a mistake by buying the Ferris. The business had to pivot. And so I sold it for more than what I paid for it after I done made probably $15,000, $20,000 with it. I'm saying that to say that you don't, sometimes you don't know what equipment that you may need, and you can't make decisions like that young in the game because you might not have $6,000 sitting around where you can just throw it on a mower and hope for the best. You're not in that spot yet. You'll get there though. You stay with it, you'll get there. You sure will. Because to me, at the end of the day, it's about common sense and making the next logical move, you know, based on what you know at the moment. So guys like me and guys like Chad, we can streamline some of the stuff for you, but most of it you're going to have to go through, and you're going to have to, all we can do is just make you aware of the situations and stuff that's come up with us. So Chad also was saying something about uniforms. I don't think uniforms are necessary either. You know, I don't think that you're going to lose. I've never lost a customer because I didn't have uniforms. I buy shirts, you know, because, well, I'll be quite honest with you, because I didn't know no better. And the shirts that I bought were a lot of times the only way to keep the guys from coming out here with nasty clothes. Yeah, I'll be honest, that's the truth. But some of these guys, when you wash their clothes, well, you shouldn't have been hiring them. But see, I didn't know no better. I have to learn these things. And then I kind of like to have shirts, but it ain't mandatory must. It ain't nothing I did in the first 5 years. Sure didn't. I didn't. I didn't start buying shirts and stuff until, shoot, 2013 or so, 14. And they're stupid expensive. That's something you don't need. And I don't do door-to-door knocking either. Ain't none of that. You know, I never did. You know, never did. I want to say I hired some kids one time to go around the neighborhood, and I gave them $10 each to put, you know, flyers on everybody's mailbox. And I did that one time, and I didn't get one thing on it. Right, the internet is where the internet, Facebook Marketplace, videos and stuff like that. To me, is the best way to market. Maybe not so much with the lawn care, but certainly with the skid steer work and the consistency that you bring. I've gotten a lot of work since I've been doing the Facebook Shorts. A lot, because people are seeing it, and I'm getting a lot of views on them. I'm not getting paid for those views, but when people in my area start needing somebody to do stuff like that, you know, a lot of them have seen my videos, you know, and they'll call me or text me or DM me or whatever. So that's another thing that in the very beginning you can do, but what you don't want to do is do a mass market campaign when you don't even know what equipment to buy. When you don't even have a truck, when you're borrowing somebody's truck and you're borrowing a mower, you don't want to do a whole lot of marketing. Yeah, whatever you need to, man. No, you don't, because then you're setting yourself up for failure, because you may get more work than you can handle, and then you're burning bridges. Now you're all the way in reverse, and you don't even own your own equipment yet. You know, so owning the equipment is critical. It's critical. And if you don't own equipment, then what you need to do is start off push mowing or whatever. But don't think that Dad and I'm telling you the truth. They might not say it to you, but this is what they're thinking. Don't think Uncle, Dad, and all of them going to perpetually let you borrow their lawnmower while you make money. They're not going to do that. They might allow you to do that for a minute, but that ain't good business, and they know that. So if they're in a spot to where they got a nice homeowner mower, they're going to be funny about their mower. So it would behoove you to either use their mower and stack your money very fast, and so you can go on and get you a mower, or use their mower, stack your money pretty fast, and make them an offer on their mower. I'm telling you, that'll keep everything down. So then if they see you run into a hard time, they may be willing to help you. If you're always on a take, you're not running a business. Because business is not just being able to do a service for and it not cost the service provider something. It's got to cost me something. So if you're not paying for your equipment, you're mentally not ready yet. If that's not a top priority. After you decide, okay, I'm gonna get into lawn maintenance, and then you got to understand and realize what your customer base is and what you're trying to do. Is your goal to grow a big business, or is it a wait and see kind of thing? For me, it was kind of a wait and see, but then once I realized I could make a living at this, then it was just about turning the hustle game up just a little bit, you know, and doing the next logical thing. So I would venture to say that most people that are given equipment, you know, if somebody just straight up gave it to them for their business, they're probably not successful if they never had to pay for their equipment. I know that the numbers say different, but the mentality and makeup is what the individual, you know, is what I'm talking about. You know, so if you think if somebody's going to let you borrow a mower, whether it be your mama, daddy, or your buddy or whatever, they may let you do it, but they're not going to let you perpetually do it and make money with it and you not do what you're supposed to do. You know, I love helping people out, but they're not going to rag my mower out and not be in talks with buying their own mower, or talks with me about buying my mower. That's the best way to approach that, just FYI. So the hype is not what it is. It's hot out here, so get that straight. Just saying. Yeah, so I covered about everything that I was going to say. I can't really think of anything I did not cover real quick, but and there's a lot more to it. You know, I could do a whole series of videos on what to avoid and some of the things that I did. You don't want to spend big money on equipment until you realize what equipment you need. If you're just starting out, it's okay if they'll let you borrow, your folks will let you borrow a mower. But know that while you're doing the yards with their mower, that you need to be analyzing the yards and what customers you're getting, and make your first mower buy a mower that is gonna do what you do now and can do what you do tomorrow, next week, next month. Don't limit yourself. I mean, you got to limit yourself a little bit because of money, but you're not going to go out and buy a 60-inch mower like I got brand new. Now, you might be able to find a used one though, for real, if you know what you're doing, but you're not going to find nothing like that for $3,000. Shoot, they got them online, $3,000 for an Exmark Laser Z X Series. Shoot, they want more than $3,000 if they only have an engine on it. Just saying. So the right equipment is a must, and that goes back to what I talk about all the time, is expenses. You got to be thinking about what you're trying to do, and you got to step up the ladder. So yeah, deuces.